Okay, everybody, we're back with Sean Hampsey. And Sean, just wanted to ask you now, tell us the Sean Hampsey story. Tell us what your story is. How did you get to the point you are today? And what is happening in the future of that story, possibly?
So for me, my core DNA is built, I think, or has a strong makeup of genes that are created for the power of sport, if you will. The power of sport is something that is global. Sport to me enhances social and cultural life by bringing individuals together from a community that either would have had a chance to interact or might not have. So for me, when I saw that at the community level, whether it was soccer camp, high school soccer, club sport, coaching as well, I knew that I was addicted to the impact that sport could have on communities and individuals, and always the global side of the human population. So when I knew that, I also knew that I was naturally driven by curiosity. I wanted to be a lifelong learner. I didn't care how many times I messed up or I failed, because I knew that if I failed, I will succeed at another point down the road, and that's all part of the learning process, growth over goals for me personally. So knowing that I wanted to increase the tools in my tool belt, if you will, I wanted and made sure I had a vast experience in careers in my work life, and I focused that after coaching with you at CCC for 6 years. I went off my own professional career, and I developed quite a few tools. I worked in technology, I worked in sales, I worked in real estate, amongst many other things. And knowing that there was an unknown goal that I was heading towards, because all I was focused on was a growth strategy, I kind of left it up to relationships and the fate of the unknown to dictate where my path would take me. So that's how I would think the power of sport pushed me as an individual getting to where I am now. And one of my biggest, one of the most important personal, I think, frame of reference for me is relationships. I think relationships are everything in business and family, in sport, and that has helped me ignite ideas for myself and also others to get where I'm at today.
That's awesome. Sean, we know that you and I have a relationship, but what are some of the other relationships that are important to you?
And in what manner? Family
Well,
and
well,
life, or social, or
well, we know. I'm assuming family is important, and but just social and business and just people that can help you, people that you feel are kind of go-to people that you can help or that can help you in some way. That energy when you connect with that people with those people, something happens.
yeah, and I think this comes back honestly, and I'm not. This isn't just coming out on purpose. It stems back from the kind of courage that was built around becoming a gopher and then a camp counselor at Marauder Soccer Camp, because it was the courage to walk up to somebody, introduce yourself, start a conversation, and just see what's up. You just ask questions. You go into inquiry, and that became so easy for me with the campers, because it was just natural passion there. I think I've realized that I've carried that on through every stage of my life up to now. I'm 33 years old. I know you can't go to a restaurant or go on a bike ride on the Pinellas Trail or walk at North Shore Park in downtown St. Pete without me running into somebody that I've either met before, or I just have a quick 60-second conversation with them, and that conversation could turn into 45 minutes, or like you and I, it could turn into 2 hours. There's just that natural curiosity about others, and for me, I've never been afraid to ask questions. I think that's a very, very important characteristic.
Sean, that's awesome. And one of the things when you were working in the camp, as you know, Monday morning, the first day of camp, when kids first arrive and they're nervous, and that those first few moments at the table can make or break the week of camp. And Sean, nobody ran a better table than you did. People knew once they sat down at that table that they were going to be okay. And just to let you know, as the camp director, I used to send young coaches to the table next to you, and even to be with you as you remember. Just to say, listen, watch this guy, watch how he interacts with people, watch how he makes them feel, and then watch what comes off that and learn. I don't know if you knew that I used to do that or not,
No,
but you've got a
never knew
talent.
that.
You've got a natural talent for that, Shawn. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that those types of innocent interactions can sometimes lead to important things. Have you found that to be true?
In violent agreement with that. Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Shawn. That's great. Well, Shawn, let me ask you, turning it back to PE for a minute now. I know you're big on music. How do you feel about the use of music in PE, the way we use music in PE, and what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's innovative, and I think it's light years ahead of where everyone else should be, to be honest with you. And that's kind of sad to say, but that's a credit to the thinking and just the doing that you in your school and your PE teachers you act on. I think music is a powerful motivator intrinsically and for team environments and personally. I know for me, I use music while I think, while I read, while I write, and while I work out as well. And you see at the highest level, NFL practices are running preseason camps with music. So it's only there's a natural synchrony there between how it's used at every single level of thinking, of acting, and moving and coordination. But I love the tool that you've turned it into because it's more than just getting kids to move and to be healthy in movement. I think it's using it in physical education class like that. It becomes almost a tool of learning. And in my opinion, it spurs creativity. And I think when kids are that age, in middle school and then high school too, they are at their most creative, opportune moments. And to be able to stimulate them outside of a desk, chalkboard classroom, in the open air and nature like that, that's special and that's powerful. And I think we need more of it. And I think we need to look at it and say, how can we build upon this? Other people need to know what's happening with what you're doing at PD.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, to lead to my last question, Shawn, and that is, in the year 2020, what do you think PE should be about at school?
Ooh, great question. I think, considering now, PE needs to have a stronger spotlight on it. Not only for federal funding, not only for stronger workforce focus, but I think PE needs to be more of a holistic experience, and that needs to be believed in by the entire teaching and workforce body in the education system. I mean, you have the potential to take what you did on Marauder Soccer Camp and plug that into PE and turn it into not only a character development scenario, health education, biology, nutrition. It almost becomes a human experience, a human performance opportunity for teachers to not only work on the physical side of staying active, healthy, and learning about the body, but the mental side too. You can't focus on the physical without the mental. And I think PE is in a natural position where kids are more engaged than they are in a social studies class looking at a chalkboard for 90 minutes. You have the ability to dive in and capture their attention and really carry them through a variety of teaching methods.
Awesome. Awesome, Shawn. I agree with that. And so, Shawn, we'll cut it off here, but I know that you're going to be out there to Cypress Woods when this all blows over to meet the kids in person and to watch them in action and bring them some of your thoughts. So we look forward to that. And we'll follow the Shawn Hampsey story as well. Shawn, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, much appreciated, Jim. Thank you for the opportunity, and looking forward to getting out there at PE class one day.
Beautiful. Take care, Shawn.
Thanks, Jim.